You have already changed the fucking history books. Now you're making them out like they weren't even the bad guys. And then we talk about the Lincoln as if Lincoln freed black people because he thought we should be equally free. It's a joke, man. It's a goddamn joke. The whole ruse of it all is crazy.
He wanted to send him back to Africa. He wanted to send him back to Africa.
Yeah, and I mean, you just read what the fuck he wrote in his own memoirs, man. Like, I had no intentions of freeing slaves, and if there must be a race that is superior, I, being a man of the white race, would have the white race to be that superior race. Like, the fuck? Like, he made sure you understood what he said.
So, conservative land, I seen you just made a comment, conservative land.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this, and I'll be honest. Every time that I voted within presidential elections, I have never brought race into the voting booth. This time, I am. This is the first time. And the reason why is because of the comments of what Trump said, especially whenever we talked about the Civil War and what he said. And what I don't understand is this. Whenever someone can look at the life of a person of color, and he said that, hey, well, you know what? Lincoln could have negotiated. We shouldn't have won the Civil War. There's certain things that you got to plant your feet 10 toes down on, that you cannot compromise. These are some of the same things that we've said all the time, that America will not compromise with terrorists. That's what we say all the time. We say that all the time. But yet still, we're supposed to compromise when it comes down to basic human rights. We should have compromised to that.
What about our leadership?
Here's another thing. She's sitting there saying that, race and politics don't go together. It was it was politics that created the race. It was politics that turned around and said that black folks was valued 3/4 of a person. It was politics. So don't come up here and try to be disingenuous and try to shift this. Like you did before.
Say that.
When race
no. I did not. First of all, I did not say that. I said this conversation has shifted from
the reason why we have the race.
Never mind. Y'all go on.
Weren't you talking about Barry Goldwater earlier about race?
Yeah,
hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me. I gotta ask Stitch a question right quick, man, because I don't think there's a reasonable way to say that people are going to vote for a certain person. So when we talk about the people that are voted for, you're not going to convince people to vote for more women. You're not going to, there's no way to say that we're going to have more people that vote for more black people, right? That's not a thing, right? And I don't think we should ever say that we should be convinced that these people are better leaders than these people. There's no way, right? You look at a person, you take them on their merits. If you think it's a white person, it's a white person. If you think it's a black person, it's a black person. If you think it's a woman, it's a woman, right? And the moment we start saying that because this person looks like this, that we should have more leadership roles, or these people should have more leadership roles, that's when we start descending into a fucking place where I don't think we can come out of. So we got to leave that shit alone and let people vote how they gonna vote. I'm not fooling with that shit at all.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if I'm going into the voting booth and I see that person does not look at me as being equal, or that person may look at me and was saying that, hey, well, look, you know what? They would have been okay if we would have just compromised. Black people would have been okay for a few extra years in slavery if we would have just negotiated. I have a hard time with that.
I got you, brother. I got you. I'm with you there.
Principle.
Right.
I'm 100 on that one. I'm 100 on that. I'm with you.
And to say that politics didn't play a role in it, it did. It played a role in it in the beginning.
Stitch, educating has been trying to talk, by the way.
Sitting there,
thank you, Randy.
It doesn't stick in there. It does, because if it wasn't for politics, you wouldn't have had black folks wouldn't have been treated the way they were. If it wasn't for politics, so you can't sit there and say that politics wasn't the root of it, because it was.
So educating. Go ahead. I wanted to talk about earlier. I thought you touched upon why does it seem like conservatives kind of have this stone wall, a metaphorical stone wall about any kind of accusations of bigotry. I would say it's something that I did not agree with at first, but I've come to the understanding that conservatives for so long, when you get on and say, look, I think the government should have a balanced budget, or I believe life begins at conception. I literally 10 toes down believe that's a human being. 10 people call you racist. And they've lived with this their entire lives, even though those issues have nothing to do with race. So there's this defense mechanism that whenever you're accused of being bigoted, it's kind of like, nope, stonewall, 100% won't hear anything more of it.
Yeah, I can agree with that because, you know, let's face it. Now, there are certain things that are not even racially, you know, not directed toward race or anything like that. But then whenever we do say these moments, you know, and to me, what I don't understand is this. There are going to be people, regardless, that's going to vote in the interest of their communities. LGBTQ plus, they do that, of course, and they should. Women, men, Latinos, African Americans, that sort of thing. So to me, what I don't like is whenever an African American states that, hey, well, look, I'm looking out for this for my community, then it is a big problem. You know, it is a big, and this is something that has happened on both sides, by the way. But the reason why I'm talking about conservatives is the fact that just for the mere mention, I'll say that I'm an African American and that I'm going to vote in African